Why Carl should do Roth conversions. This is a tough one here, man, because a lot of times Roth conversions just don't make that much sense. In this case, it does. And I'm going to share with you why, actually. You might be surprised. And this is oh man, it's one of those tough ones. So I did a video earlier about the potential for us going to a Japan-like economy from 1990 to 2012, where the markets got killed, the interest rates were low, there was no growth. For Japan, inflation was low, even deflation, so that was a good thing. But everything else was bad in terms of the economic stock market, bond market, and things of that nature. I'm actually worried about Japan-like economy with inflation, though, because this inflation that we're dealing with now is completely it's a self goal. It doesn't have to be like this. It actually should not be like this, but here it is. And my concern is anytime the government is getting involved and talk about wage and price controls, should the government be taking over the price of food? That is freaking frightening, dude. That's, by the way, yes, that's inflationary, 100%. Nixon, freaking idiot. But anyways, so I am concerned about that, man, without question. Because look, what does a government exist to do? A government exists to expand its power. Republican or Democrat, they want more power to include the people underneath them. In this case, Sniffy Joe, he didn't know his butt from a hole in the ground, so it's all the people underneath him that want more power. And just it's like Atlas Shrugged, man. We're living in an Atlas Shrugged novel. All right, so the issue is that if we have a lot of deferred money, that's money that's got to be taxed at some point in the future. And that tax is money that inherently cannot be used to supplement your income because you got to pay tax, and there's no two ways around that. And so one of the ways that I think about if we do go to a Japan scenario is that you reduce your outflow expenses today while you got the money. Prepay the tax while you got the money. Prepay your mortgage while you got the money. Prepay your debts while you have the money. Go to a cheaper place to live while you can afford it and you have the ability to do so. These are the things that are mattered because otherwise you're relying on the markets, and that's always, in my opinion, a recipe for disaster. It might not be. I don't know. I look at Japan, I look at our state of affairs, and I just say we could easily go into something like that. And if we don't, I'm wrong. Man, it sucks. But you still got tax free income. All right, so let's look at. We're going to read you what Carl had written me. A quick question. He goes, he's 60 years old. His better half is 53. We'll call her Diana. He took early retirement. Now he does have a pension. We've been living off his pension since paying off the mortgage recently. Interesting. I'm planning to start a part-time gig for about $30,000 a year, and will continue until he's about 67 or 70 for when he's going to take Social Security. He has about $800,000 in a traditional IRA and $180,000 in Roth. He's worried about taxes as his pension plus work or Social Security would be more than enough to live off for a while. I think his wife, she's still working. All right. So he's worried about RMDs pushing him to a higher tax bracket. So we're going to go to Right Capital. We're not even going to talk about the Roth here that he's got just because it's not part of the scenario. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Profile, and I'm going to show you what I set up here. Basically, this is his pension. He didn't tell me, so I'm using $30,000 as his pension. I'm using Diana has got a salary of $30,000 as well, and she's going to work until Carl is 70. Her Social Security I'm saving is $2,000 a month, and we'll actually have her take it earlier than that. We'll have her taking it at 67 right there. There you go. And then I got Carl part-time work, and he's going to do that till he's 70. And then we got Social Security for Carl. I said $3,000 a month. I don't know. Maybe we'll just say $2,500 because he didn't say that's fine. I'm trying to. There's a method to my madness here, I think. All right. So then we got. I'm using $5,000 a month retirement expenses. It's, if he's working part time and his pension, they can live off that. It sounds like after taxes, $60,000 a year is what it's costing them to live off. And between his pension and his part-time income, he's probably making that's about $60,000 a year. So that's kind of what I'm saying here. I'm saying he retired. When did we say retired? Yeah. So Diana is going to retire when Carl is 70. I don't think she'll be 63 though. 67 because she's. She is how old right now? She is 54. So she will retire when Carl is 70 in 10 years. 2032. Okay, so right there, 65, 2030. Yeah, right there. Okay, 10 years and still, man, be it as it may. All right. So anyway, and I'm assuming he's got health insurance through his municipality. I don't know. He didn't say, so we're not going to use that. All right. So what we're going to do is again, he's got 800,000 of deferred assets, and he's not run out of money. It does. I mean, he's got enough to pay the bills, so it's just not run out of money. So he's doing fine. But the question is the tax, and here's what we got to contend with. He's right now in the highest tax bracket he'll ever be, and I got him living in Georgia. But notice 10.1 is the Fed, no state tax in Georgia, tiny amount right there, but 10.1 to the Fed and 5 for FICA, 5 for fighting. So anyway, he's in a high tax bracket, the highest he will ever be in it again. So Roth conversions don't make sense because look, he's in a high tax bracket, and his tax bracket is only going to go lower. Except the issue that we have to contend with, and I'm not saying the guy, situation dictates, man. Except though that if we do go into a Japan scenario, I just want to show you how much in taxes he's going to be paying, man. If we go to a Japan scenario, now this again is this. I'll just show you here. Look, I mean, these are taxes right here: 11,000, 12,000, 12,000. I mean, that's the issue we have to contend with. The taxes of a Japanish scenario mean that is a big outflow for what that's a big expense in the future when the markets are getting crushed. So one of the ideas would say is I don't even care what tax bracket it is. We're just going to say he's got $800,000. We're going to convert $100,000 a year until he takes Social Security. So we're going to do Carl's Roth conversions. We're going to start this year. We're going to convert $100,000 a year until he's 7 years old. All right, so and we're going to convert until he's 70. All right, and we're going to run these scenarios. I'm not saying it's the way to go. We're going to run them. Let's see. I think it is though. So let's see what that looks like here. Again, he's still not run out of money, but if we go to retirement, you want to pay the taxes while you got the money. That's why I did a Roth conversion last year. That's why I'll do another one this year. What's the difference between these two things? Quick. 5,000. Just okay, gotcha. So not much of a difference. So he's not run out of money. So let's just see what it looks like from the tax perspective. Yeah, see, he's paying the taxes while he's got the money, and then, man, see, look at that. See, oh man, this is gonna be fantastic. So let's check this out. Let's go to retirement. We go to cash flows. What's up, Growly? Uh-oh. What's up, Lee? So you can see he's doing the Roth conversions. He's paying the taxes for the next basically 10 years or so while he's got the money. And then after that, he's not paying hardly any taxes at all. So we go to 2032 in the tax form. I was talking to a guy today who also has a Chiweenie. It's funny. So we're going to go to 2032. And look at this. He's got Social Security of $46,000 between him. I think that's just his pension of $30,000, and he's only paying $1,500 in tax. But his Social Security and his pension are $76,000. But look at this: $46,000 of Social Security, only $13,000 subject to taxation. So his $43,000 is his AGI. You take your standard deduction and your personal exemption. He's only got a taxable income of $15,000, a 10% tax bracket. You just can't shake a stick at that. Whereas whereas the front end of where he's working, we'll just do 2027. Here's his income between him and old Diana, and there's his pension and his Roth conversions. So you can see he's $205,000 of income. So he's paying $35,000 to Uncle Sam on $205,000 of income. It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. And he's going to pay some to the state too, I think. I can't remember. Does it? I'm sure it does. Yeah, it pays. No, it doesn't pay anything to the state. What state do we got this guy in? I thought we had him in Georgia. Oh, Tennessee. Let's put him in Georgia. All right, there we go. Yeah, if you're in a tax-free state, you take advantage of this as soon as you can for sure. So let's go to tax. All right, so let's take a look here. There we go. So he's paying, 17% to the feds, 5% to the state of Georgia. But then, all right, so let's go. We're gonna go to retirement, and we're gonna click on the bookmarklet to see what his total taxes are here. All right, so we're gonna do Roth conversions. We're going to see what his total tax is. $491,000. He's got total inflows of 3.902. I mean, it's tough to beat that, man. Obviously, that's before taxes, so his really total inflows are going to be basically total inflows plus net flows, if that makes sense, because you got to come up with the money to pay the taxes. But just for simplicity, we're going to say 491 divided by 3902. That's a 12.5% effective tax rate. Yeah, you can't beat that. And so basically what he's doing is prepaying the taxes. So if we do go to a crash, the taxes are behind him. I mean, so look at this again. $76,000 of income, he's only paying $1,500 in tax. That's it. And now if he wants to take, I don't know, we'll say he takes $100,000 in 2033, he'll take $100,000 as a distribution from his Roth. We're going to go add, I don't know, he wants to buy a pool. We'll put $200,000, doesn't matter. We'll put a pool. We'll say $200,000. I'm just using that for example. We'll do that in 2033. All right, and it's going to be from his Roth. And we're going to do it 1 year. Hey. So we're going to retirement. Finny. So now he's pulling $200,000 from his Roth in 2033, and we'll go to the tax, and we're going to go to the Finn. Knucklehead. All right. And you can still see in 2033 he's only paying $1,500 in tax. I mean, this is insane, man. Because the value of the Roth. Let's go to retirement cash flows. And we're going to see, look at that, $200,000. Still paying $1,500 in tax. It's just a freaking wonderful thing. Yeah. All right, so let's not do the Roth then. We're going to go to profile. So it's $491 on three. It's like $491 is what he paid in tax. We're going to go to income. We won't do the Roth. We'll just zero this out. And we won't do a pool just for simplicity. All right. We're going to zero that out. So no Roth now. So now let's go to retirement. All right. We're going to go to cash flows. And we're going to go to paying $770. 5.609 of income. That's not so bad either. 770 on 5.609. Well, it's 13.7 is effective tax rate, so it is higher. Here's Georgia. But if you look at a 1040, let's go to details. We'll go to 2033. So here you got his pension plus his required distributions. Full 85% of his Social Security subject to taxation. That's still $11,000. That's hard. I mean, literally, that's not that big of a deal. 2030. Look at that. 12% to the feds. Just not a huge issue. Anyway, that's a challenge. I deal with clients like this all the time. Like, man, I don't know. Some people are like me. They're adamant. Just pay it and let's move on. Other people, I think they want me to try to convince them to do it. I just can't. I can't do it because I'm like, because you're going to need the money too, maybe. But it's really just a matter of preference. My thought I'm more worried about running out of money because bills in the future than I am about not having enough. I'd rather pay it now while I got the cash flow. You can't model that and say I'm right or wrong. No one knows. Look, maybe it's because I'm from Maine. I'm cautiously pessimistic. And when the markets tank, if you're in retirement and you still get a big tax bill, now I know the tax bill will be lessened because the markets are worth less. I get that. But you still got to pay it. It's kind of like having a mortgage. I'd rather have my mortgage paid off, even if I can spreadsheet it all day long. The Japan stuff is what scares me. And not to see, forget what happened today in the stupid markets, but we just don't know. We just don't know. So in my opinion, better safe than sorry. I'd rather take the road of least resistance for when I retire. Because when you're older, you can't work anymore. Well, you can, but the tax man cometh, man. All right, anyway, I'd love your thoughts. We'll see you.